You are listening to Realign Your Life Podcast, where I discuss with you strategies on how to realign your life and move towards the direction you always want to. I am Vivian, the host of this podcast, and every week I will bring value on how to improve and realign your life either through a guest or my thoughts. I can't wait to share what we have this week. It's time to realign your life. Well, hello and welcome back to Realign Your Life Podcast. I am so excited and very honored for you to be here with me today. And this is Vivian, the host of this show. And I want to share some of my thoughts today that kind of embodies what we've been talking about all along on this podcast, all about self-care, taking care of yourself, going on this journey of realigning our lives. So I don't know what season of life you may be in, but sometimes when we are realigning our lives, it can be quite daunting. And it can be pretty lonely on that path too, because remember, we've talked about before, sometimes we have to change those relationships, those long-term relationships that we have been in with people that no longer support us. But hold on, we don't have to be all alone about ourselves. Investing in a coach or a mentor can be very, very invaluable in this walking of realigning your life, and it can definitely be a game changer. I want to start with a couple of verses out of the Holy Scriptures. You know that was coming, right? Okay. So Proverbs 27. Proverbs is a book of wisdom, and I would encourage you to check it out, because it makes you laugh, but it's also some great advice in there also. But Proverbs 27, and I think it's around verse 17, says, as iron sharpens iron, so does a person sharpen another person. So that is part of what a coach or a mentor can do for you. And also in Proverbs, I think it's the first chapter that goes something like this. Let the wise listen and add to their learning, and let the discerning gain guidance. So as we talk about a coach or a mentor in your life, I wanted you to keep those verses in the back of your mind. Go look them up. So let's first talk about the role of a coach or a mentor. What are they? What's the difference in them? We're going to talk about the differences in them and also the advantages of having a coach or a mentor. But there is a distinct difference in the two. Coaching and mentoring are two distinct approaches that help a person in their personal or professional development. And it is relationship-based. It is the relationship of a more experienced person who is the coach or the mentor with a less experienced person who is the coachee or the mentee. So simply stated, coaching is empowering people to change without telling them what to do. And it is done through listening, asking some provocative questions. And this is all done in a goal-oriented relationship with a person. Typically, the person is in some kind of situation where they are on the verge of making a significant change in their life, or they want to change exactly what they're doing, and they are facing an obstacle that they're not quite sure how to overcome. So at the core of coaching, this is what happens: listening, asking, guidance, providing support, encouragement, and accountability in order to help that person to move forward, even though they are facing these obstacles. Now, what is mentoring? Mentoring is a long-term relationship, which is usually focused on career development. The primary purpose is to drive personal development, to increase skills and knowledge. A lot of times, mentors may use some coaching skills. However, their span is usually a lot wider than that of a coach, because it may include making those connections, opening doors, and sharing experiences. The most succinct definition for a mentor is someone who shares their skills, their knowledge, their expertise with someone to help them in their progress. And that progress could be either personal or professional. So there are several areas where mentoring and coaching may be different. So let's look at some of those. Let's look at some of those areas where there is differences. So the first difference is on the focus. So coaching is focused on a specific goal, whereas mentoring is really focused on personal development and long-term relationship. The structure. So coaching is more focused and more structured, and it looks at long-term milestones and goals, and it's often a timed process to achieve these goals, whereas mentoring is a lot less informal and not so much focused on time. The other area where there is differences between a coach and that you may look at between a coach and a mentor is their expertise. So coaches are often professionally trained individuals that zero in on one particular coaching activity, while mentors are usually professionals that specialize in a certain industry or specialty, and they lend their expertise and their experience for guidance and advice to an individual. The relationship between a coach and a coachee is more formal, and there is usually a specific delineation between the relationship between a coach and the coachee. It's a lot more formal, while mentor and mentee relationships are a lot less informal, and there is that mutual relationship between the mentor and the mentee. As you can see, coaching is more task and goal oriented, whereas mentoring is more personal development and long-term relationship based. So let me now share a few tips with you as to why I think and I believe that there is a huge advantage of having a coach or a mentor. And so the first advantage that I find in having a coach or a mentor is there is someone to guide you. There's a support system there. There's someone that's going to hold you accountable. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. As you navigate through realigning your life, it can be so helpful to have someone to keep you accountable and help to keep you focused on your goals and your values and those things that you are looking to accomplish. And that's what a mentor or a coach can bring to the table. A mentor or coach can help you to develop a plan of action and really to put that plan, help you to lead you to put that plan of action into action in order to be able to accomplish those goals that you are looking to accomplish. Their advice is based on their experience and their expertise, and they can help you to avoid mistakes and falling into pitfalls and challenges on your way. Their insight can also help you to make more informed decisions. They can check in with you regularly, give you feedback, and just keep a check on the progress that you're making. They can be your biggest cheerleaders. They can see and let you know where you're making progress where you can't even see it sometimes. Sometimes we think that, dog, I haven't really done anything, but your coach or your mentor will be able to see even those little baby steps. And remember, when we talked about making goals and setting those goals, we wanted to make those goals that are achievable. And a coach or a mentor can help guide you in doing that. I think of Moses when I think about this. His father-in-law, Jethro, stepped in and was a coach and kind of helped him to devise a plan, an action plan. Because remember, Moses was in charge of over 3 million Israelites. And Lord, can you imagine being in charge of all of them people? And everybody was bringing all of their issues, all of their disputes, all of the disagreements. They were bringing all of that to Moses. And he was being worn out. I mean, just with what we have to do with our families or our kids or our co-workers, sometimes that can wear us out. So Jethro suggested to him, won't you get some men from each one of these tribes, and some of them can be over 1,000, some of them can be over 100, and let them be the decision maker. Let them be able to help dissolve some of these disputes. And if it's anything that they can't handle, then they bring it to you. So that's what a coach, that's what a mentor can help us in, can making some of these decisions that, this is too much. It is just overwhelming. So they can help us when we are facing those kind of challenges. A mentor or a coach can also bring a fresh perspective to us. So sometimes when we are trying to realign our lives, we can get stuck. We can just get so stuck on our own ideas and our own behaviors and not just be able to see that there is another way to do this. So a coach, a mentor can bring that fresh and that new perspective. They can see things that maybe you didn't see, or they can make you look at things or look at something in a whole different light, in a whole different way. And just like the example that I was before about Moses, sometimes we can be so close to the situation that we can't even see the problem, that we don't even see it. That's our blind spot. So a coach or mentor can help us to avoid all of those little nuances. they can also bring a whole new perspective and insight that's based on their experiences and their expertise. So they can allow you to think out of the box, to think of something in a different way. So bring a fresh, new perspective. And you're like, yes, yes, yes. So this can be very invaluable to you when you're trying to make significant changes in your life and as you go on this journey of realignment. Another advantage of having a coach or a mentor in your life is that they can help you with your personal growth and development. They are there and can make that observation of, hey, maybe this is a little blind spot for you. Oh, here is a skill set that maybe can help you with your next move. Or this is maybe you need to go research and get a little bit more knowledge or information on this that you're going after. So a coach or a mentor, they will be able to help you with your weaknesses or the strengths. They can emphasize your strengths that you have, and they can also booster your self-esteem and your self-worth. So this is all a part of your personal development. Your coach or your mentor is there to help build up your self-esteem. And they can challenge you to step out of your comfort zone. Because a lot of times we won't do things or we won't challenge ourselves, or if you're like me, you procrastinate. That is a huge weakness for me, is procrastination. So having a coach or a mentor can help you to move forward. They're able to help you to live up to your full potential, which can really enhance your professional and or your personal life. I'm reminded here of the story of Elijah and Elisha. You know, those names are so close together, and sometimes I get them all confused. But Elijah was the prophet and the coach or the mentor. And Elisha, he saw this man and he wanted to follow him. He wanted to get what he had. So he went after Elijah to be his mentor. And he said to him, when Elijah told him that he was going to leave, he says, well, I will follow you and I want to have a double portion of what you have, because he saw the wisdom of this man. And for us also, if you see someone that you admire, you see someone with the skill sets that you have, or some of the values, some of the same values, and they have that experience and that expertise, go to them and say, would you please be my mentor? Would you mind mentoring me? And so from that, Elisha going after Elijah, when Elijah was taken up into heaven, his mantle fell down, and this young man got a double portion of what Elijah got. And remember, he was the one that had called down fire from heaven. So, I mean, to get a double portion of that, woohoo! I know you want that too, right? So here is another advantage of a coach or a mentor: networking opportunities. So these are people that have been out there. They have connections. They can connect you for new opportunities and new doors to open for you. This can lead to relationships. This can lead to business opportunities. This can lead to job advancement or job opportunities. So the coaches and the mentors, they usually have a vast network around them. And now I'm reminded of Barnabas and Paul in the Bible. So, Paul had been out there killing up everybody, killing up all of the Christians. Nobody wanted to be around him. They were actually afraid of him, but he was determined. He was determined that once he met Jesus on the Damascus Road, he was determined that he was going to be just as zealous to learn, to follow the way, because that's what the first church was called, the way, and to get as much knowledge as he could, as he had been in killing Christians. So Barnabas, the rest of the disciples, they were kind of like, I can't trust him. So Barnabas, who was called the encourager, his name means encouragers, took Paul under his wing and just kind of encouraged him, worked with him, and began to teach him all of the things that the Christians, that the apostles and the Christians. And so we know from that how Paul grew, and he was responsible for 14 books of the New Testament. So that's what a mentor, that's what a coach can bring to you as you are realigning your life and making those adjustments. Yeah. And lastly, that I have is that this is a huge advantage. They can be a sounding board for you. And remember, I told you that mainly that a coach listens and asks questions. So here is somebody that you can bounce your ideas off, can bounce your thoughts off of, that you can be transparent, that you can be vulnerable for, that you can give your ideas to, and they not think that you're absolutely, totally crazy. So a mentor or a coach can be a huge asset to you as you are realigning your life and walking out through the challenges and through all of the obstacles that sometimes face us as we are going on our way. But sometimes it's just to have somebody to encourage you and to walk by you and to make sure that you are staying accountable and staying on the task at hand. And I reminded here, I got another example of Ruth, Ruth and Naomi. And, a lot of people use that quote from the book of Ruth in their wedding vows. Where you go, I will go. Your people would be my people, and your God would be my God. So in this story of Ruth and Naomi, so Naomi and her family had moved from the land of the Jews because of a famine, and they had moved to Moab. And so Moab was a town or village of non-believers. So these were pagans. So here they go, Ruth and her husband and her boys, and the boys are married these Moabite women, and got over there. The husband dies. Naomi's husband died. The two boys died and wed these women. So, it wasn't a good thing back in biblical times for you to be a widow. However, there was a commandment for the people to take care of widows and orphans. So Ruth decides she's going to go back. Naomi decides she's going to go back to her people. So here they on their way back. She tells these girls, go on back to y'all's people because I can't take care of you. I don't have anything to give you. And I'm too old to be having another child to make you a wife again, because by that time, it ain't happening. So Ruth says to her, no, I will not go back. I want to go with you. So here they are on their way back to Ruth's homeland, to Naomi's homeland. And okay, Naomi is going to hook Ruth up with her cousin, Boaz. So this man has really got it going on. He owns all of this property, owns all of these fields. So, and this was called the Kinsman Redeemer. You can go read the story and kind of dig into it yourself. So for the lack of time in here is that because Ruth chose to follow her mother-in-law, who became a mentor to her and a coach to her, telling her exactly what to do, how to do it. Here she is, a part of the lineage of Jesus Christ himself. So having a mentor, the right mentor or the right coach in your life can be a huge, huge advantage to you. And it can also be, as I said before, it can be a tremendous game changer. So I would encourage you to look at getting you a mentor or getting you a coach. Are you stuck? Do you know what the next steps are? Or you don't know what the next steps are? Do you need that help? This is all about investing in yourself. And investment entails a lot of different things. It can be a financial investment in yourself. It could be getting more information and knowledge. It could be going to workshops. It could just be taking care of yourself physically and financially. And so a coach, if your health is not good, if you're overweight or you're out of breath or out of shape, it could be a physical trainer. It could be a personal trainer. So I am a life coach and I'm here and I am accessible to you. I would love to be able to help you. So in a recap, having a coach can be an invaluable asset to realigning your life. They can provide support, guidance, accountability, a fresh perspective, help you to develop new skills and knowledge, and provide a sounding board for you for new ideas and just a simple support system. If you are really looking to realign your life, really consider finding yourself a coach or a mentor who can help you to live your life more effectively and efficiently. Well, again, I'm a life coach, and if you need my support, I'm right here to help you. You can reach me via email at godskow@gmail.com, or you can DM me via Facebook, Vivian Richardson. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this episode today. And if you have found it to be helpful, please share it with someone that you think that it could help also. Well, I look forward to seeing you next week. And until then, peace. I hope you enjoyed this episode. The best gift that you could give me is to share this podcast with family and friends. And don't forget to review it. That way, this podcast will grow organically. If you need to reach out to me, please check out my Facebook page, DM me there, or you can email me at godskow@gmail.com. We have upcoming Bible studies that we would love for you to join us in, or if there is a guest or someone that you would like to see me interview on this podcast, please let me know. We are here to work together to realign our lives. Until the next episode, take care, and I look forward to sharing more and more with you as we realign our lives. Peace until next week.